EVIT, the East Valley Institute of Technology, is so much more than a school. We are learning skills and earning college credits and certificates now, so we can get great jobs right out of high school and be better prepared for college. Now is what makes us different. We are doing what we love now. We are stepping into our future now. We are EVIT.
Good morning. Welcome to another Chandler in Focus. I'm Councilmember Terry Rowe, and I have two special guests in the studio today. Dr. Sally Downing, and she is with East Valley Institute of Technology, frequently known as EVIT. And we're going to be talking about EVIT and some of the programs that they have to offer. And we also have Joey Liberatore, and he is a successful broadcaster for the Diamondbacks, and he attended EVIT and Perry High School here in Chandler, and so we're gonna talk with them, and we're gonna hear more about Joey's career in the Diamondbacks and EVIT. So welcome to both of you, and so let's begin with introductions. Dr. Downey, can you share a little bit about your background and how long have you been with EVIT?
Certainly, Terry. I've been with EVIT for 18 years. Prior to that, I came from the state of Oklahoma, where there are 30 EVITs. So I was very fortunate to be part of a statewide organization with our own State Department in Oklahoma that supported the efforts of the 30 schools. So given the great opportunity to come to the Valley, I was able to bring the best practices that I had already experienced and was a part of to Arizona, and came to EVIT in the year 2000.
Since 2000, so you've been over there in Mesa, in my old stomping
That's
grounds.
right.
I was a police officer in Mesa, and so you have a great big parking lot. I spent a lot of time parking over there writing reports, and so
we welcome that. We encourage our friends in the police force to spend as much time on our campus as possible.
Yeah, and you probably answer these questions, but my mind's spinning a million miles an hour. So. When was EVIT in Arizona founded?
EVIT started out as a Mesa Vocational High School.
Yes.
And a gentleman by the name of Dr. Keith Crandall had the vision to allow students from other districts to come to the Career Technical Education facility and make it what we call a JTED, a Joint Technological Education District, serving several school districts. And he had that vision and brought it to fruition back in 1996 at an old location downtown Mesa. And then he, with the help of Eddie Basha and John Whiteman and some other business consultants, went out to Oklahoma and loved the system of delivery. So came back and said to Dr. Crandall, what do we need to do to have schools like that in Arizona? And so that's what they did, and that's what happened. They passed a bond. I think the bond passed like 70%. Oh. And the people funded EVIT with a 5-cent tax. It means if your home is valued at $200,000 a year, you pay $10. And over the assessed valuation of 10 school districts that wanted to be a part of this. And I'm very proud to say to this day, that is what EVIT runs on, the money that is generated from that tax. Now, because it's Arizona, if I was back in Oklahoma, I would keep that like $12 million. But here, that money goes up to the state and they reallocate it on headcount. So that's how it works.
Okay, wow. All right. So, and so today, so from its beginnings to today, how many folks do we have enrolled? And then is Mesa the sole facility?
No. We are up to 4 campuses now. Mesa is still the largest, thanks to the kindness from Arizona State University. We built another facility out at Williams and are getting ready to expand that. Our vet tech program has just taken off. It's unbelievable, along with our aviation program that's out there. So we're getting ready to expand that. We have about 1,000 students on that campus right now.
Yeah.
We have about almost 4,000 on our main campus. And then we have a new endeavor in Fountain Hills where we have started a small campus. And we also have one in Apache Junction.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I just heard Williams. For folks that don't
know that.
Williams is the former Williams Air Force Base at Power and Chandler Boulevard, and that is now an ASU East, an East Valley airport for us.
Right.
And you all have a facility out there, so that's terrific. So you're getting around a little bit.
Yes.
Some growth is occurring, which is a good thing.
Yes, yeah. And I think probably what I am most proud of with our 5,000 students that take courses on our central campuses is the caliber of student that we have at EVIT. We have extraordinary students. They come there to follow their passion. And we say that if we can place them appropriately in a program, then we can help them, find their passion and have that lead to a paycheck. And the other stat, that, Terry, that I'm so proud of is that our high school graduation rate is 99% of the kids that come to us complete their high school graduation requirements, and 2 out of 3 go to college. In a normal high school, it's usually 1 out of 3, so 2 out of 3. And the reason for that is they find something they love, and they don't want to quit learning. So it's a good deal.
Boy, what a testimonial.
Yeah.
And then I think she said something about exceptional students.
We do, and I have one seated right next to me for sure.
So Joey, you participated in the radio broadcasting program at EVIT, and when you were in high school at Perry. And so tell us your story about that.
Yeah, I had an amazing time in my program. I attended the summer school program the year before my junior year just to kind of figure out if it was something I really wanted to do, whether I wanted to kind of step away from my friends at high school and pursue my passion. I ended up taking the course. And the very first week during the summer school course, I was already on the air. I was writing scripts every day. I was working with a tremendous teacher, the radio audio production teacher who's still there, Steve Gross. And he really believed in me. And I think that was the main reason why I wanted to go to EVIT, is because when I first met him, he told me, you're gonna be a superstar. That was the first thing he told me. And just from him believing in me from day one, it gave me confidence to really think that not only is it my passion, but it's something I could be good at. And so just by him entrusting that faith in me to put me on air the very first week and to allow me to write scripts on my own and to just give me the reins, he always says that I'll give you the tools, you just make it happen. And he would give me guidance along the way, and I really fell in love with the program. In my 1 month during the summer school program, it was terrific. And then I decided to enroll full-time by going to EVIT both my junior and senior year. And just in my junior year, I saw the results that EVIT could do for me. I had an internship within 2 months of attending the school with the Arizona Interscholastic Association. I was 16 years old giving reports on ESPN radio regarding high school football games on Friday nights. And then later on that year, I started with the Chicago Cubs during spring training as their on-site broadcast engineer, and I was producing all their commercials and setting up microphones and live audio equipment. So it was a really cool experience to be at a major league platform working with major league broadcasters, and it was all because of the tools and the experience that I had from EVIT. And it was really unique too, because when the Cubs offered me the job, I had no idea anything about engineering. I was always the on-air talent, but the really cool thing about it was when I left Perry for the day, I would go to EVIT, and I told my instructor, Steve Gross, about it. And I said, hey, I have this opportunity. I have no idea how to do it, but I don't want to say no. The great part was EVIT had all the same equipment that the Cubs had. So I had time to practice with Steve Gross on how to set things up and how to impress the Cubs with the equipment that we have. And so when I went there, it was almost seamless. I knew how to set everything up because of the technology and the equipment that I had at EVIT and the instructor that I had to make me successful.
Wow. Wow. So your first day at EVIT was, how old were you?
I was 15 my first day. It was summer school, and then when my very first year, I turned 16, and then when I graduated, I was 18.
Yeah. You know what I like about EVIT is that for those of us that lack imagination, you go into that and you're there and you're putting your hands on the right equipment and you're getting instruction and you see the relevance of the education and you can apply it, and it's terrific. So you have actually received some awards. I mean, a young man, what did you say, 20, 21?
I'm 20 right now.
20, okay,
Yes.
no false ID or anything like that, I hope, right? 20 years old, right? And but you on the Road to Success Award at EVIT in 2015. So they recognized that you were performing at a high level then, right?
Yep, and it was a really unique experience, and it was really exciting for me to get the On the Road to Success award, because the award typically goes to somebody who's already working in their field and or has a scholarship to continue working in college. And for me, my dream school is the University of Alabama, and they flew down to Arizona to recruit me after they heard of my story in broadcasting, and it was a dream come true because I love the university. My mentor in broadcasting after I started working for the Cubs was a University of Alabama graduate and still worked for the football team, so he got me involved with them and their broadcast. And so I was really excited to potentially go on to the University of Alabama and then Arizona State. I started working with them as well and earned a scholarship at that university as well. And so the On the Road to Success award for me was really exciting, because to me it was just kind of a testament of the hard work that I put in my junior year to receive the scholarships and to further my academic education. And so it was a really exciting time for me and my family to accept that award.
Sure. And then in 2016, not even a year later, it's what is it? Student of the Year award at EVIT also. So
and that was super exciting because the student that actually recruited me to EVIT on my first tour there, her name was Allie Baker, and she was a Student of the Year award recipient 2 years prior to me winning it. And so it was really neat for her to recruit me there, and then for me to have the same success that she did when she was at the program. And she eventually went on to one of her dream schools in California. So it was neat to kind of follow her career path that she had laid the foundation for while she was at at EVIT. And so that was exciting, and it was an amazing award because there's so many great people at EVIT, and it's hard to fathom that you can only pick one of them. But there's so many amazing people, and after I accepted the award, I spoke in front of everyone. I just told everybody that we were all at EVIT for the same thing, and we all have to make sacrifices. And it was really the students that motivated me to stay passionate about my career, because you're filled in a classroom full of people that are motivated about their career. So without the students and everybody that attend there, the teachers, Dr. Downey, everybody that's there, they kind of push you and motivate you, and they're inspirational with the sacrifices they make in order to make their dreams happen.
Yeah. And then, okay, and so then, you're still very young, you're media relations for minor league baseball. You're the youngest, is what I understand.
Yeah, so when I was planning on going to University of Alabama, and then right before I went to Alabama, I got a job offer to be the media relations director and play-by-play broadcaster for the Johnson City Cardinals, which is the St. Louis Cardinals affiliate. And so it was really exciting for me because I had to decide between college or starting my education, or rather starting my career right off the bat by going to minor league baseball. And when I was in high school, I played baseball, and I wanted to be a major league player like everybody does once they start.
Sure.
And I got hurt, and so I had the backup plan, thanks to my mom always reminding me just to have that backup plan just in case something happens. She's a really big inspiration of mine, and all the hard work she's put in, and the same with my father. My father's the reason why I'm so passionate about baseball. And so I decided to start my career. I found a plan where I could start my career by going to Johnson City while taking online classes at Arizona State University. And so while I was starting it, I was also taking classes, and I had a blast. I knew it was exactly what I wanted to do, and the reason for that was because of the experience I had at EVIT. I knew I wanted to be in broadcasting, and it was no exception when I got to Johnson City. It was a ton of fun broadcasting on the radio, seeing professional players, and never would I have imagined that I would be a minor league baseball broadcaster at the age of 17 and then or in 18, and I thought I would have to wait till I was 22, 23 once I graduated college.
Right.
And then I got my first job when I was 18, and it was just a dream come true. And then when I got there, it was great.
Yeah. So we have apparently a short clip of you announcing a play, and so we're going to share that. But set it up for us.
Yeah. So my last year, I was in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, with the Chicago Cubs affiliate, their high A affiliate. And they had a very successful player. His name was Eloy Jimenez. He now plays for the White Sox, and he is the #3 prospect in all of Major League Baseball as of right now. And so he's a big-time player. He's a great guy, and I had the honor of calling one of his home runs from this past year.
Terrific. Well, let's take a look at that clip real quick.
The 1-0. This one drilled out into deep left field. Martin looks up. Warning track walk. Touch them all. Welcome to 2017. Eloy Jimenez, his first home run of the year, and he cuts the deficit in half. It's 2-1. A no-doubter off the bat of Eloy Jimenez. He clears the bleachers in left field. His first home run of the season and his second RBI on the year.
That was great. That was great. That's amazing, you know, at 20 years old. So, well, listen, okay, can't leave Dr. Downey sitting over here by herself. We got to get her to dive in. I want to hear, I mean, Joey's story is impressive, and you have a lot of enthusiasm, too, for EVIT. I know it's not unique, but can you give us some examples? Do you have some examples you could share?
Of successes of students?
Sure,
Oh my
sure.
goodness, where do I begin? We have students that are have won full scholarships to fashion design schools in LA and in New York City. We have students that have come out of our health programs that are in med school now. We have kids that are studying to be dentists out of our dental program. We have, out of our aviation program, we have flight instructors now that started at EVIT. I mean, it's just unbelievable the success that comes with our students when they found their passion.
Yeah, yeah. So I heard medical, I heard flight instructor, and I know that, I think there's, I don't know how you say this, but a hair cutting.
Cosmetology and esthetician.
I think there's catering and restaurant.
Culinary Arts. We have 45 different programs.
Yeah.
You name it, we have it. We have, and probably one of the, you know, there's two strengths that I like to talk about with EVIT. As our students, you know, when we appropriately place a student that has the ability, the sky's the limit. So that's first and foremost. Second is our connection with business and industry. We have extraordinary business and industry partners that if we can produce the student that is at the level that can be employed by the industry, they give us all kinds of stuff. I was sharing with you a little bit earlier, we just received a donation from Navistar trucks, international trucks, 5 huge brand new trucks that are just coming from Chicago down to our diesel program. It's because business and industry needs our products so badly that they're very willing to step up and give us the tools that we need, and so that we don't train students on obsolete stuff.
Yeah.
And where Joey trained in our radio broadcasting program is a perfect example of that. Our radio station operates 24/7. It is probably the biggest high school program in the country, and the whole studio was set up by one of our former students that we took to a trade show in Las Vegas. And the same student is our engineer and got a full ride to college from the company where we bought the product. But he also is flown back to the Jumbotron at the Cardinal Stadium to fix that. So he's their person that takes care of the Jumbotron. Yeah. True story, right, Joey?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Hey, we all live in our own little worlds, and so it's that's a great story. Let's talk about admission. You know, who can apply to EVIT, and then and what are the steps to register? Let's, folks, hear this. This is it.
Well, we understand that students have a lot to juggle to make all the requirements work for graduation. And when Joey alluded to the fact that, you know, he made a sacrifice, he did, because students come to us a half a day for 2 years. We serve 10 different school districts in the Valley, and it's free for the students to come because, like I talked about that tax earlier, that's what pays for this to take place. And we have a group, in fact, Joey was a part of it for a while, our street team, that goes out to the high schools and recruits and talks to the sophomores, and because we serve juniors and seniors, and tells them about EVIT and what it's like. Then we really ask our sending districts to allow the kids to come and see the campus, because oftentimes they really don't know where they'll be spending half of their day, and it's real important that they have a visual of that and they get to see what it's all about. And I have to put a plug in. One of our best districts to work with is Chandler. Chandler has just they've put their arms around what happens at EVIT and how we can work together with the Chandler district. And in fact, I'd get in trouble if I made them our shining star sending district, but off the record, they probably are.
Hey, pretty regularly people ring a bell for Chandler. So
Yes,
it's
well,
okay.
it's true.
And
I
it's
mean,
okay if you say nice things
yes,
about Chandler.
well,
It's a
I
good
wouldn't say it if it wasn't true.
Yeah, well,
Trust me.
thank you. That's nice, and we all love it. So the steps to register.
Their counselor from their high school. We have lots of information out in the schools, and if they have an interested student, they can go online and fill out an application. In fact, we're doing that right now. The most important thing is for them to make sure that they're on track with their credits. Maybe have to go to summer school. Joey, you went to summer school.
Yes.
A lot of our students have to go to summer school to be able to get all of the checks on the courses that are required.
And you attended summer school because you wanted to get it was just about making a schedule.
It was about making a schedule.
Had nothing to do with not making the schedule. It's like this is just part of my plan.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it got me ahead in terms of scheduling too. So it made the days easier while I was in high school, and so you're not having to cram and start early. A lot of students at my school would have to take an hour in order to make EVIT work.
Right.
And so the summer school kind of just made it easier on me not having to take that hour because I had enough credits to be able to attend and attend comfortably, so I could balance both my homeschool work and the EVIT work as well.
Busy.
Yes, well, and, I think that sometimes our students, one thing that makes them so outstanding is that many times they do have to prioritize and they have to make a sacrifice. It's a shame that has to happen, but again, when they come to our campus for a half a day for 2 years, in order to get the outcomes like Joey or the ASE certification in automotive, or the AWS in welding, it takes 2 years. Yeah. And so they have to, many times, give up their lunch to ride the bus. And once they get to us, it's maybe that's part of what makes them such great students.
Yeah. Now, what about credit hours?
Well, many times, this depends on the sending district. Most of the programs are electives, counted on the transcript. However, we do have some classes that have what we call embedded credits. In other words, the course that many of our 1,500 juniors take in health is a very, very extensive program in anatomy, physiology, and medical terminology. That will also fill the requirement for a science program back at the sending district. Those are called embedded credits. We're working on getting more. A math credit in our engineering program, a math credit in our precision machining program. And so when we can do that and when we can expand those embedded credits, it gives our students more wiggle room, that they can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And so we're working to try to expand that. Everything's an uphill climb in Arizona because EVIT's really the only school like ourselves. Yeah. So we're just kind of on our own.
People have to get to know what it is, and then they believe, right?
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Joey, this is just between you and I. You signed up, and how was that? And then what did you go through? And was that an easy process, or?
Yeah, it was seamless, especially since I enrolled in the summer school program. At the end of it, I knew I wanted to do it, so enrolling was really easy. You sign up with the application, and then they go over attendance, which is huge at the home school. And fortunately, I had good attendance, so the process was pretty seamless. The wait time wasn't long at all, which is important because sometimes, especially when you're taking summer school, there's a crunch time where you got to figure out your classes for the upcoming year. And if you want to take EVIT, then that also eliminates classes and narrows your choice down. So it was a really quick process for me. I knew it was what I wanted to do, so it was really easy. And another thing with the credits is the dual enrollment credits that they offer at EVIT as well. I took dual enrollment credits in the radio audio production program, and it saved me of 2 classes in college as they counted towards electives. So the dual enrollment credits are really important as well. And with EVIT's transcript, if you get an A in your course at EVIT, it counts as 2 A's in your transcript for your high school because it's two classes you would take at your home school.
Yeah.
So I saw a lot of improvement in my own GPA at Perry because of that, because it's actually weighted higher in terms of credits too. So it's almost like a weighted class on your GPA. So it was great for me when it came to GPA, when it came to experience, and when it just came to knowing that broadcasting was what I wanted to do for hopefully the rest of my life.
Yeah. So young people out there are thinking, yeah, but how do I get, what about transportation? How did you, that must have been, you had supportive family.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not gonna lie, transportation over 2 years, a half a day does get pretty, it gets to be a routine that sometimes you want to stray away from. The bus ride, for me, from Perry to EVIT is not the shortest of bus rides. It's about 45 minutes back and forth. And when you come back during the day, you hit rush hour traffic. So it can seem very long at times, and it can get old at times. But what I always tell people is you'll make sacrifices for your passions. And the transportation was one of them. During my junior year, I rode the bus every single day back and forth. The bus rides at times are fun because you get to mingle with other people who are in EVIT classes and are in different programs. So you get to learn about their days and what they've learned. And oftentimes during my junior year, everyone's first year in the program, a lot of people switched to each other's programs. So they would talk on the bus, and some people didn't like some things, whether it wasn't the course, but it was maybe just not their true passion. They would talk to somebody else, maybe it was in automotive, and they realized, hey, maybe that's the program I should be taking. And those small conversations on the bus ride would completely change their mindset and their passion and what they wanted to do. And so the bus ride, although it can be old at times, it's also important because you get to mingle with classmates around EVIT, and you get to talk about different things. So that part's fun. During my senior year, I drove a lot more, especially because I had internships thanks to EVIT. So I would drive from EVIT onto my internship. And so the travel does get a little old at times, but at the same time, I never really complained about it or thought otherwise, just because I loved being at the institution so much. So when you're on the bus, maybe it's hot out, and but I loved being at the school so much that it didn't bother me.
It was worth it. It was worth it.
It was absolutely worth it.
Okay, so listen, there are people watching, and what do you say to them? You know, what message would you give them? And it's largely what you just kind of said, you know, about, you know, what would you say to them about attending EVIT?
If it's your passion, go for it. And the other thing too is if you're on the fence about a program, if you're on the fence about maybe a career field that you want to do, whether it be cosmetology or automotive, try it. And if you don't like it, then you know it's not your true passion in life. And before you go on to college and study something that you think is your true passion, and then you spend a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of years on something, and you realize when you graduate college that maybe it's not something you want to do, you're able to figure that out while you're in high school by going to EVIT. And you know, you go to EVIT, some people go for a year and realize that program's not necessarily what they want, and their backup plan might not be at EVIT, but you cut so much time by going to EVIT and figuring out what your passion is. And the most important thing I thought at EVIT is the teachers there are not your typical teachers. They've worked in the field. Every single teacher has been a part of the career field that they are now teaching at EVIT. And so each of the teachers there don't run through the routines. They love their students. They love what they teach because they're passionate not only about who they teach, but what they teach.
Yeah.
And so that's the most important things. And I know when I was in high school, there was courses that I took just because I had to take them. And a lot of students felt the same way, and maybe the whole class wasn't engaged. It's not like that at EVIT because everyone's making a sacrifice to be there, that they take advantage of it and they're passionate about it. So the learning environment is top notch, and everyone pushes you because if you don't push yourself, somebody else in that course will take advantage of it and be really successful with it. So each person in that course motivates you, and it's really a really fun environment to learn in.
We talked, Dr. Downey, we talked a little bit about some of the most popular programs. What are your top, I don't know, top 5 or?
Whew, that's a hard one. The program that's just really exploded in the last few years is our health offerings. Like I alluded to earlier, our students, if in a perfect world, come to us as a junior and take a course that really puts them up to a certain level with their learning in anatomy, physiology, and medical terminology. Then their senior year, they can take one of about 15 different programs. They can do dental assisting, they can do vet tech, they can do certified nursing assistant, they can do SPD, sterilization and processing distribution, so that we do not have those diseases coming out of the OR.
Yeah.
And it goes on and on, because what we try to do is to make sure, we have a saying at EVIT that every scholar needs a skill. So, you know, Joey said something about the dual enrollment, the college credit. All of our programs get college credit, some more than others. Fire science gets like 22 college credits. And Joey said he got it, what, 6 hours or 6 hours? Every program's a little bit different. But we want to make sure that our students leave us with a business and industry certification or a license, so that they can work while they go to college. So they don't end up with a big debt, you know, so they have the ability to do something and hopefully build on their passion and take it to the next level, because we think every scholar needs a skill.
Yeah. Well, you're singing my song. I tell you, I totally agree.
Well, we want them to pay taxes. See, we want people to come out of and be able to pay taxes. You know, go on to college if they choose, or work.
Some folks don't realize everybody has a role.
That's right.
We all have, you know, and we need to share expectations and that sort of thing.
But back to your question about what are the best programs. I mean, health is huge. Our automotive program has placed more kids in jobs than any program in the country. So it's an extraordinary program. Our culinary program, everybody knows about EVIT because they love to come there and eat. And we've opened a restaurant out on Main Street that also is run by the culinary program. And it just goes on and on. Our radio broadcasting, Terry, you have to come down and see the studios where these kids work, and where they, it's just phenomenal. So they're all equally, you know, great.
Thousands of young people,
yes,
and adults, seniors.
Oh yeah,
adults and seniors. Yeah.
We have. It took me 10 years with the legislature to allow our campus to also serve adults. But we are the only entity that is available to give a Pell Grant that's not a college in the state.
Sure.
We fought those battles to get there because, you know, skills training, it doesn't matter what age you are. You know, some people need to repurpose themselves, need to change careers, and we want to be there for those people. We have a licensed practical nursing program, a surge tech program, our welding, our automotive are opened at night. They're all adult programs.
Outstanding.
Yeah, and we're growing.
And growing too.
Yes.
Okay, so how can people find out more about EVIT?
Well, they just need to call us or go to our website, www.evit.com, and I think all the information that they possibly could want to know about EVIT is on there.
That's terrific. Our time is up. I mean, it goes
already.
Quick. It goes quick. But before we go, Joey, I'll give you first. Is there any final thoughts that you'd like to share?
It's changed my life. Like I said earlier, I didn't think I'd be able to go to minor league baseball, if at all, because it's so competitive, until at least graduated college. So when I got injured and had to stop playing baseball, I was frantically looking for college programs that would put me ahead of everybody else in order to one day be a minor league baseball broadcaster. And then I found EVIT, and it's completely changed my mindset and everything. Before I was once I realized I couldn't play baseball anymore, I don't want to say helpless, but I didn't know quite how to get started in broadcasting, just because I knew how competitive it was. And now that I've gone to EVIT, I realized, I have the power to go wherever I want and be whoever I want to be. And many of the students that go to EVIT feel the same way and have the same amount of success. My radio partner, while I was at EVIT, is moving to New York in a couple of months to pursue his career in broadcasting. So it's really exciting. And ever since I've gone there, I just feel really confident what I'm doing with my career and just to myself.
Yeah. Final words.
Oh, goodness.
Dr. Downing.
I think Joey said it all.
Yeah.
You know, our students, when we had over 10,000 visitors last year on our campus from all over the world and all over the country. And I think they've heard about our graduation rate, and they've heard about, 2 out of 3 go to college. But what they are so amazed with, again, are our students. When we do tours, and these visitors get to be able to engage with our students like this one, that's what tells the story of EVIT. And I just couldn't be prouder of, our young people. And if for just a moment you think that the future's not in good hands, I would argue that with you, because I have the opportunity to see the Joeys and work with the Joeys every day, and they're phenomenal.
You have to give them the tools.
That's right.
Show them
and
the
a
way
good
a little
teacher.
bit, and great staff.
And get out of their way.
And get out of their way. I like that. Well, listen, thank you both for coming out and
it's our
taking
pleasure.
time to share with our folks here in Chandler. That's it for us for today. And thank you for watching. I'm Councilmember Terry Rowe, and we will see you next time on Chandler in Focus.